I would like for someone to explain to me what the definition of a single parent is. My understanding to this term is that it's one parent raising the child or children by themselves without the assistance of the other parent, for whatever reason that may be. I've got a few problems with this label, one of them being that a great deal of people using this term so loosely to describe themselves are not actually raising children by themselves. I'm saying this because I was speaking to a quote-unquote single parent not too long ago, and this individual tells me that they're struggling with raising the children that they are now responsible for due to the other parent not being around. This did turn out to be a slight exaggeration as the conversation unfolded. Now, let me make this really clear to everybody watching this video right now. This video is aimed at any parent, absolutely any parent, saying that they are single parents, full stop. If you're a man or a woman raising your children for the majority of the time, but the other parent has the child on weekends or every other weekend or a few days in the week, be it regular or irregular, you are not a single parent. Reason being, you have the assistance from the other parent to help you, which is how it should be. Had you have been together, you and your partner could be working full time, and you may find that the other half may have the children for a certain amount of time, just like you would, and that still may not suit your needs. Therefore, it makes no difference in terms of time. What makes it worse is that the same person that said this to me also had a significant other that helps them with the kids that they already had before the new partner hit the scene. In this case, significant other would mean a new partner, besides the other parent, in case you was wondering. New boyfriend, new girlfriend, whatever you want to describe it as. So, let me get this straight. You're a parent. You have the other parent taking the children on weekends, or what have you, as well as your new partner supporting you. And you see fit to regard yourself as a single parent. How does this make sense? This is a classic case of how some quote-unquote single parents are too comfortable with playing the victim card. And usually because they have some false sense of entitlement. I just find it insane that a parent that is ultimately getting support from two other people actively in the children's life still wants to regard themselves as a single parent. You know, like they're struggling, when in reality they're generally getting more support than a genuine single parent, and still likely to be claiming all the benefits that come with labelling themselves a single parent. It seems to me it's very likely these people are living beyond their means. That's the only explanation I can come to when someone is getting this much support, more than the average single parent, and still manage to say that they're struggling. I mean, think about it. Tax credits, housing benefit, income support, half-price travel on London buses, all manner of grants that single parents can receive if they choose to study and do anything that is specifically in the well-being of their children, such as doing college courses for free because they're in receipt of benefits, and so on. Now, I don't particularly have a problem with any of those benefits that they receive, because if the parent is using this kind of support to educate themselves and therefore make themselves more employable, soon they will be taxpaying citizens themselves and can help other people in the same way that they once received help. But in this country, we've accumulated a legion of selfish parents that don't regard anything other than their own well-being. Mercenaries, if you will. A more comical example of this selfish crap is when you get on the bus that's packed and someone with a buggy wants to get on the bus when it has two buggies on the bus already. Just watch how these people communicate with each other and how they deal with each other, and you then see why the self-proclaimed single parent is a blight on themselves. This is just one reason why I urge anyone expecting to have a child right now should learn how to drive and make that a priority that is achieved as soon as possible before the baby drops. The self-proclaimed single parent seems to enjoy playing the victim, and this almost makes me understand why so many of them are single by choice. And when I say that, I'm talking about relationship status now. I mean, look at it from their perspective just for a minute. You've got one parent that has a child for most of the time and has a few people that they're seeing for sexual gratification, links, or whatever you want to call them, fuck buddies, what have you. As well as that other parent taking the child on weekends, or, you know, every other weekend, as I explained. Plus, they're working a minimum amount of hours. That's if they're doing that. That maybe doesn't exceed a certain amount of hours that makes them eligible to receive certain benefits. So they're sitting pretty right now. In other words, they're escaping the realm of their own responsibility for as long as possible. After having a cushy scenario like that, why on earth would such an individual want to call themselves a single parent? I'll tell you why. Because they want more perks. That's why, somewhere along the lines, I can't help but to think that these people are irresponsible with money. Which is why I deem them as selfish. Right there you have a blueprint to why many, a quote-unquote single parent, will say that they're single by choice. Because it's in their best interest to be single by choice, when you look at it like that. However, there's one flaw in this tactic. Kids get older. Kids move on. Kids hit the age of 18. And all the time this is happening, the parents that had these children also age. And before you know it, these parents are now grandparents. And are now the men or women trying to get whatever partner will have them because they've spent so much time being single by choice that they forgot that time ain't waiting for them. All of a sudden now, anyone that wants to just have a bit of fun because that's the message that you've given out by saying you're single by choice in your everyday life, by the way that you behave and so on, has to step up and take you seriously now. All of a sudden, anyone flirting with you just to let you know that they only want a bit of fun is being disrespectful. All of a sudden, you have realized you spent too much time acting like a teenager and want to settle down, and everyone else is supposed to want the same thing and flock to your cause. Fuck that shit. You are now a spoilt brat with a pension. Let me just make this clear to the guys. Any woman that tells you this shit that she's single by choice is chatting shit, and she is taking cock from one place or a number of places. Mark my fucking words on that one, my friend. Now listen, no one, and I mean no one, has to all of a sudden make it a priority to be in a serious relationship with someone like this, just because they're bored of the tattoos and body piercing and no longer find trips to Ayia Napa and Ibiza interesting. No one has to make your happiness a priority just because you're fed up with being the link to about 5 different people. You're damaged goods, and you can't see that the main cause of your unhappiness is your own doing. You can actually identify these older miserable people that are having a midlife crisis like this when you notice that they have a bit too much in common with their own kids, if you know what I mean. These older Mr. Boat charlatans tend to be living the bachelor stroke Sex in the City actress life, when in reality they got a little bit too attached to the self-indulgent single lifestyle and no longer have anything special about them that makes the average person want them to be anything more than a bit of fun that you put in a friend zone or the link zone. These are the people that get put in the link zone and stay there most of the time. These are the people you should stay away from if you're in a good relationship, because these people don't give a damn about your happiness. They only care about their own. These are the kind of people you don't invite to your wedding under no circumstances. These are the kind of people that will tell you your partner is cheating on you, but not because they care, but because they want you to be sitting in the same bucket that they're in because they can't do anything about their own pathetic life. Be extremely vigilant of these bitter people, as they can't help you in any way. If you see a friend turning into this kind of self-indulgent social parasite, check them on it or distance yourself from them immediately before they fuck up your life and other people around them. Also, if you're a younger person in your early 20s or even in your teens dealing with someone like this in this kind of age group by means of a sexual relationship, regardless of how lonely this fool behaves, do not make this your partner. Let the old wretch stay dormant, as they are likely to be saying the same shit to a number of people just hoping that one person takes them seriously and makes them that special someone. The irony is, when this happens, the other people that this fool is saying the same shit to will be the ones that they put in the friend zone. Be vigilant, because this could be you. If this sounds all too familiar and you think I'm talking about you, I probably am. So turn it around.